Alright, we're in court, right? Finally, we're in court. We've learned a bit more. Good morning, Max. Oh, yeah. Good morning, sweeties. Are you tense now? Don't seem like your usual sparkling self today. I'm always like this before I go in front of an audience. I'm working up to it. Okay. It's a process. Hee hee. Don't get nervous, Maxie. Here, have a glass of milk. Oh, he did say he needs milk. Regina. How fabulous, my sweetie pie princess. Came to watch my performance today? Of course I did. Mo told me that I should come and watch this. Mo said that? So, what kind of performance will you put on today? Let me guess, you'll fly at the end? It's not that kind of show. Isn't that right, my sweeties? Huh? I think my sweetie pie princess she doesn't know what's going on. Yeah, she doesn't seem to realize what's going on, or even where she is. Well, Max, it looks like it's time to raise the curtain. So Mo doesn't want her to realize that Max is being accused of her dad's murder. I'll see you later. Today I'm just a member of the audience. Fabulous. Enjoy yourself out there. Good luck, Max. You're the best. Regina's different, don't you think, Nick? Top of the morning to ya. Hello, Mo. Everybody, let's get ready to get stuck in legal limbo. How low can you go? Mo. Top of the morning to ya, governor. Top of the morning. That's the ticket. Attacking the day starts with energy in the morning. The early bird gets the worm, but then again, worms lack higher brain function. Your jokes don't hit, man. Here, Max, I bought you a present. Have some milk. Everyone gonna give milk. Oh my. Thanks. So how are you today, right? Well, I've got the feeling that today I'm going to face off against the real culprit. You mean Acro? Oh, he just knows. Huh? You think he did it? Be careful. He's used to putting his life on the line, literally. He's got guts to spare, so Mo knows. If all I've got to worry about is how thin the tightrope is, I am used to it already. It just means that I won't be able to press him like I can other witnesses. What are you going to do then, Nick? I guess today we'll just have to do without our psychological warfare. Today we rely on evidence. It's the only way we'll get past Acro and to the truth. You're right, but it's gonna be tough. Anyways, I want you to make sure that Regina sees it all today. It's important. Why, Mo? Oh, then she'll finally have to deal with the reality of what happened to her father, right? Because she thinks he's just gone for a long time. You want us to make sure Regina watches? Yes, that's why I brought her here to court today. What's that supposed to mean? She needs to know that when people die, they don't just become stars. I may be an old-fashioned clown, but I don't believe in people becoming stars. I mean, he's right. December 30, 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 2. She is old enough now to understand that. She is sheltered. Court is now in session for the trial of Maximilian Galactica. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Very well. Miss Von Karma, you may proceed with your case. The prosecution would like to revive its previous theory of events. What's the meaning of this? We have discovered a new witness, or shall I say a new eyewitness. One that saw Maximilian Galactica fly off from the scene of the crime. Order, order. I had a feeling something like this would come up. Due to this revision, we are now prepared to explain how the defendant flew that night. An explanation the prosecution will present if the need so arises. In fact, my detective stayed up all night creating a mock-up of the scene on my orders. Poor Gumshoe, yeah. Very well, please call your witness to the stand. Time to get to work, or shall I say, time to walk the courtroom tightrope. It is acro, yep. Oh my god, another bird. Name and occupation. Ken Dingling, but everyone calls me Acro. I am employed as an acrobat at the very big circus. Where were you the night of the crime? I was in my room that night. If you look at the map, you will see that the witness's room is near the crime scene, right? My room is on the 3rd floor. The crime scene is below my window. The night of the crime, the witness saw something quite shocking. Could you tell us what you witnessed? Okay. Here we go, testimony. Witness testimony. What I witnessed. So I can't press him now? Is that the thing? It was just after 10 PM and I was resting in my bed. Okay. Around that time, I heard a large thump noise from outside the window. Then, a few moments later, I saw someone flying right by my window. It was Max Galactica. I only saw him from behind, but that's who it looked like. To be honest, when I saw that, I thought I was dreaming. This witness's testimony matches up exactly with that of the clown. If that's the case, then there is very little the prosecution need add. All that's left is to explain how the defendant disappeared into the sky that night. Hold it. Before we get that far, I'd like to cross-examine the witness. A foolish choice by a foolish fool who wishes to feel the foolish sadness of a sad fool. A man must know the proper timing for things, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Just like your old friend, Mr. Miles Edgeworth did. Mr. Wright, do you have a problem with the witness's testimony? I would like to press him and ask stuff. In the words of Miss Von Karma, may I quote yesterday's proceedings? There's no way that actually happened. Very well, you may proceed with your cross-examination. What I witnessed. Cross-examination. Let's go. It was just after 10 PM and I was resting in my bed. Okay, so we cannot press him. I'll try just to see. You said that you were resting in bed. One would thus assume that you turned the lights off in your room, correct? That's correct. But there are safety lights around the outside of the lodging house. So bright, sometimes it can make it hard to sleep. If that's the case, wouldn't it be a good idea to close some curtains? Oh, no words, huh? I never really thought of that. I guess that means I'm off to buy some curtains. Haha. Sometimes I do make myself useful in these chambers. Come on, Judge. Ow! The witness will proceed with his testimony. Yeah. Around that time, I heard a large thump noise from outside the window. Hold it. Your room is on the 3rd floor, right? Yes. And you said that you were resting in bed. That is correct. But you were still able to hear a sound from outside? I was indeed. Pressing acro doesn't seem to get results. But maybe something was contradictory in what he said just now. I don't know, man. There is. How could he hear something from so far down? There is a huge contradiction in the testimony that was just given.
Objection!
If there's a contradiction, then prove it with evidence. She's right. Let's see some evidence. Do you have any evidence to support your claim of a contradiction? No. No, I do not. He says he heard it. I don't know if he did. This will not prove anything. He said he heard on the 3rd floor. How can I prove that he did not hear it on the 3rd floor?
Take that!
This? What in the world is this? Ow! You just don't get it, do you, Mr. Phoenix Wright? What don't I get? You're not going to be able to get through this one with your usual bluff routine. Your client looks to be ready to take off once again. Straight towards a guilty verdict. You were bluffing? I will not forgive any more mockeries made of this court. Whoops. Witness, would you mind repeating your testimony? Certainly. It was just at 10 PM and I was resting in my bed. Judge thumb. Okay, 1 second. I'm gonna load back. I don't think there's nothing wrong. What's the matter, Mr. Wright? Nothing, Your Honor. Until I can find a clear contradiction, I should tread lightly. Then a few moments later, I saw someone flying right by my window. Press. Are you sure it was a human being and not a bust? It could have been a mannequin or perhaps a large action figure. Well, setting aside the possibility of a mannequin, an action figure is plausible. You have no need to mince words with Mr. Phoenix Wright. Testify to the truth and only the truth, just as if we were there with you that night. I believe it was a human. Damn, I just strengthened his testimony. I wonder if Acro's statement jives with the facts. We chill. What's the matter, Mr. Wright? Nothing, Your Honor. Until I can find a clear contradiction, I should tread lightly. She's also waiting. He's stressed. It was Max Galactica. I only saw him from behind, but that's who it looked like. The light in your room was turned off then, right? That's true. I was going to bed after all. So with the lights off, you were still able to clearly see a human fly by your window, the safety lights. The safety lights lit things up enough for me to see. But honestly, there was only enough light for me to see the silhouette outside my window. It was the person's back, so I couldn't see the white roses on the front. Did you see any of the other symbols? I clearly saw the silk hat as well as the cloak wrapped around his body. I am convinced that the person I saw was Max Galactica. The more I press him, the less results I seem to get. But maybe there was something fishy with this latest bit of testimony. Nothing wrong for now. What's the matter, Mr. Wright? There is nothing, Your Honor. I better not overdo it. Yeah, we keep asking him. To be honest, when I saw that, I thought I was dreaming. What if you were? When did you start thinking that what you saw wasn't a dream?
Objection!
That's not important. After he spoke to you?
Objection!
I believe that the prosecution has done a bit of maintenance on the witness's memory. Just to make sure, let's ask the witness. Ow! Objection. Sustained. Don't sustain that. Acro must be lying about what he saw, right? Of course he is. Now the challenge will be to expose his lies in court. Well, put the pedal to the metal, Nick. I'm trying. Large thump. Saw someone. Max Galactica.
Hold it!
Turned off. That's true. Clearly see. Tip lights. Once there was only enough to see that person's back. Still cat as well as cloak. Maybe there is here the statue. There is a huge contradiction with the testimony that was just given.
Objection!
Then prove it. If there's a contradiction, then prove it with evidence. He's right. Let's see some evidence. Do you have any evidence to support your claim of a contradiction?
Take that!
The bronze statue. With this, what in the world is this? Ow, you just don't get it, Mr. Wright. Oh, great. You're not going to usual bluffing. You're bluffing. Whoops, witness, would you please repeat your testimony with pleasure? Thumb flying by Max Galactica. Thought I was dreaming. How far back was this?
Hold it!
Saw someone flying. Human being, mannequin of action figure. Well, pulpit mannequin. You have not read. Test for the truth. It was a human. Probably this one. That's probably where I should do it.
Hold it!
Hold him again. Turned off. I was going to bed. You were able to see a human fly by. Safety lights were on. Silhouette. But the symbols were there. The matter, nothing. Clear contradiction, I better not overdo it. I thought I was dreaming. When did you start thinking that wasn't a dream? That's not important. Done a bit of maintenance on the witness's memory. Research ask witness. Ow, objection, sustain, don't sustain that. Okay. So what I'm thinking that right here we saw this. The evidence clearly reveals a contradiction in that statement, Your Honor. Not related, they aren't, are they? Not at all. Mr. Wright, please think over the facts. Okay. Yeah, press him here and then do it. You can say that it wasn't a human being. There is a huge contradiction testimony that was given.
Objection!
Proved with evidence. She's right, it's some evidence. Actually bust. That's what he saw. What in the world is this? How you don't get it? Bro. Give me a damn second, I'll be back. Alright. I was okay, right, we're here. Did I don't know, I'm gonna load. Just in case. Okay, good. So we gotta press him. Then we gotta present evidence that I did not actually hear or did not see what happened or whatever. Picture of the crime scene. Oh, he saw the hat, but I have the hat right here. Right? That's pretty bad. Turned off then, right? That's true. I was going to bed. You were still able to clearly see a human fly by. Less than sub enough for me to see. There was only silhouette. Didn't see symbols. Still cat float. Okay. There is something wrong.
Objection!
There's a contradiction then proved with evidence. Do you have evidence? I do. Here's the damn hat. Oh, you claim to have seen the exact same thing Mo saw that night. Do you stand by that? What do you mean? The silk hat. What about the silk hat? I saw it on Max's head as he flew by my window. Well, you should have tried looking down out of your window that night. Well, he can't walk. That would have been quite difficult considering the state that I'm in. Just looking outside of the window was a tough enough challenge for me. That's a shame because you would have noticed the silk hat found on the scene. That's the ringmaster's hat, right? Ringmaster? No. Afraid not. No matter how you look at it, this is Max's silk hat. Where are you going with this, Mr. Wright? Are you saying that Max has two silk hats? He does not. No, this is a handmade, one-of-a-kind model made only for Maximilian Galactica. Which means, Acro, that you've been fibbing on the stand. Look at the picture chair. Order!
Objection!
As always, it looks like someone just had to open their mouth before thinking. Are you okay, Nick? Well, I opened my big mouth and now I have to back it up. How about it, Mr. Wright? What would cause this witness to commit perjury in this court today? Acro is the real culprit? Okay. I think so because he called someone over, right? He put the note in their pocket. He wanted someone to come over. Your Honor. On this occasion, the defense accuses Acro himself. On this occasion? Accuses Acro? What in the world are you accusing him of? Obviously, we accuse him of the murder of Mr. Russell Berry. Mr. Wright, are you serious? Deadly serious, Your Honor. Ha ha ha. I think your trips to the circus have served you well. You seem to have learned how to try and grab at an audience's hearts and minds. Oh. Your Honor, don't allow yourself to be swayed by the theatrics. Trying to wow the crowd with smoke and mirrors is the oldest bluff in the book. Really? Come on, bud. If you don't believe me, just look at the witness. Calm enough for it to almost be scary. What the hell, bird? He's staying rather calm and collected. It's pecking me, man. Mr. Dingling, do you have any response to the defense's accusation? I don't really need to say a thing, do I? What do you mean? Everyone take a good look at me. I can't even stand up by myself, let alone leave the lodging house. You don't have to leave, you just toss it down. That's true. I understand that Mr. Wright is just trying to help his client. But to do this by accusing me of murder of all things. See, even a sliver of common sense makes it clear the accusation is ludicrous. It is not. He's right. Way to pick on the disabled, you heartless, cruel man. Come on. Phoenix is the poopy head. What the hell? See that, Mr. Phoenix Wright? If you are trying to drum up support from the peanut gallery, that's how you do it. I think that's enough of this little game. I've got a doctor's note to confirm that Acro is unable to stand under his own power. Maybe the defense is planning on making a claim to counter this as well. I can hear the defense now. Acro had an accomplice. What do you say about this, Mr. Wright? Did Acro have an accomplice? No. Maybe his monkey? But no, I don't think so. The monkey did anything, right? He called someone. No, but he stole the bust. How did he get the symbols though over there? Someone had to have put the symbols on top. Of course he did. Then. It's impossible for Acro to be the murderer in this case. I mean, it is. If that's the case, then it's natural for one to consider possible accomplices. Did I save? You don't say. Not good, not good. This isn't going to end well. Don't tell me you think you're going to get off easy. Well, what? You must not have heard that sound just now. Maybe it wasn't clear enough. Did I save? The sound of you falling into your own trap can be hard to notice sometimes. Mr. Wright. Seems as if you won't be stopping at Acro, but will be making other accusations. If Acro did not have an accomplice, things are not looking good for you. I understand, Your Honor. Gulp. Very well, let's continue. Who, perchance, would happen to be Acro's accomplice? The monkey. The monkey is the accomplice. Is it Regina?
Take that!
You don't say. Uh-oh, this is suddenly looking very, very bad. Don't tell me you think you're gonna get off easy. What? Oh, did you hear that? Hear what? The sound of you getting caught in your own trap. What a splendid accomplice. I'm sure this accusation is built on a solid foundation. Okay, I'm wrong. Foundation. Yes, Mr. Wright. Do you have any proof that this person you've accused was indeed an accomplice? Placed by Acro in Regina's pocket. Nope. Mr. Wright. Yeah, yes, Your Honor. This piece of evidence is lacking in persuasive power. You didn't miss that sound, did you, Mr. Phoenix Wright? You know the sound of you receiving a penalty. Ag. What are you doing, Nick? Did Acro have an accomplice? Okay. Where are we now? No, he did not, I think. Now then, this must be when we get to hear the name of the mystery accomplice. Nope. Not this time, One Karma. I don't think he had an accomplice, honestly. But then who put the damn hat in there? What? You're not going to sucker me into this one. What are you blabbering about, Mr. Ed? Who put the hat and the cloak on the statue? Was it already there? There was no accomplice. Acro planned and committed this murder all by himself. It does seem likely. Maybe he had the hat and thing already on it. Oh, order, and the hat fell off. But then, I mean, it could just be any other cloak. What are you getting at? Right, because the roses were not there. It was not the hat. It was some other hat. Right, because we found the hat on the scene. I don't know. What are you getting at? Pay to keep them on their toes, Nick. Now I am going to have to prove how it all fits together. I have to show how Acro murdered Russell Berry. Can you do it, Nick? Can you really do that? I know what I can't do. I can't stop attacking now. I can't stop now. If I stop attacking, I'm doomed. Alright, then let's do it. Mr. Phoenix Wright. If this witness is the killer, then his eyewitness account is all lies, right? Mr. Wright, I'd like you to clear something up for me. The crime was committed exactly where was Mr. Tingling? When he was in his room. Can't go anywhere else. He was obviously here the entire time. That's Acro's room. Pretty simple, eh? Acro wasn't able to leave the lodging house by himself. In that case, there can be only one correct answer. Acro didn't leave his room to kill the ringmaster. Oh, what? Are you nuts? What say you, Mr. Dingling? He's calm. He has no words. It's an interesting theory. That's it. Considering that what you proposed is impossible, yes, that's it. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. As the witness has stated, your assertion is impossible. As he is in a wheelchair, there is no way he could go to the scene or be the killer. You've got a point. It seems you've forgotten once again, Mr. Phoenix. He just tossed it down. He had a rope and pulley system or something, and he pulled it back up. Just like they used to do in frickin' when the Max Galactica was actually flying. The defendant was clearly spotted at the scene of the crime. No, he wasn't. That's true. Mo said that he saw Max, didn't he? But Maya, it's still impossible for humans to fly. Do you mind if I ask a question, Mr. Wright? What is it? I understand some of your logic. However, how do you think that I killed him? If I can't leave my room, I obviously couldn't wear Max's costume. How did he do it? That's the next course of this legal buffet. Be careful, Nick, if you mess up here. He's right, I can't mess up here. I've got to give this one some serious thought. He used a bust. I'm sure that Acro killed the ringmaster. And he did it while he was in his room, no doubt about it. Time to enlighten us as to how Mr. Dingling committed the crime, Mr. Wright. Present evidence. I am going to present some evidence. So what did Mr. Dingling use to commit the crime of murder against Russell Berry? Statue. Yep, I'm right. What's that? A picture? It is indeed. The problem is with the item that's shown in the picture. The bust. It's got a hat. It's quite a large bust, and because it is life-sized, it is also very, very heavy. Heavy. Heavy enough to guarantee a certain death. Especially if it was dropped from a third-story window. Oh, she shot again. Ah. Got you. See, this is how Acro was able to kill the Ringmaster. With the force of gravity and Maximilian Galactica's ample bust. Come on, man. Ample bust. Order, order. So you're saying the bust fell onto the Ringmaster? A rather simple crime. Even if you were stuck in a wheelchair, it would be incredibly easy to commit.
Objection!
How could you possibly wheel a wheelchair with something so heavy? It's impossible.
Objection!
Well, Acro is an acrobat. He should have more than enough upper body strength to carry something like the bust. Yep. Mr. Dingling, how do you respond to these charges? Well, Acro's at a loss for words. He should be. He knows that I'm getting close to the truth. I'm not there yet. Well, Acro, you can't run away this time. I'd watch what I say if I were you, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Well, what? Your Honor, the physical health of the witness is material to this case. I demand that we get proper testimony from the witness himself. Testimony, you say? On karma. He's just using this testimony as a rouse to stall for time.
Objection!
There is absolutely no need for such testimony.
Objection!
The defense has its version of the murder. The prosecution has the right to respond. The defense's objection is overruled. Why can't we see things my way once in a while? He will at the end. Mr. Dingling, I'm sorry, but we need you to testify about your physical condition. If you have any doubts about your ability to testify, we can request expert testimony. The witness will have no problems. However, let's all be respectful towards him. Thank you. That woman will sink to any low to win a case. But she's on the rope. Witness testimony. Acro's physical state. I suppose I could have lifted something the size of that bust. I have strong upper body from working as an acrobat and only my legs were injured. However, lifting the bust and looking out of the window would have been impossible. That's why you killed the wrong person, you idiot. There's no way I could have exerted that kind of force on my lower body. That makes it impossible for me to have known the location of the ringmaster's head. Thus, it would be unrealistic for me to drop the bust on him, don't you think? I have no doubts in regards to this witness's testimony. It was impossible for him to lift the bust and stick himself out far enough to look. He could have set up a system of police. Not to mention, he could not have known the location of the ringmaster's head. A single false step would have led to even more severe injuries. That's what I was thinking. What is your opinion on the matter, Mr. Wright? My opinion is I will save. I'd still like to proceed with my cross-examination. He's simply stalling. It's shameful, really. Grr, I can't let her get to me. I've got to focus. Cross-examination. Acro's physical state. I suppose I could have lifted something the size of that bust.
Hold it!
Hold it. Have you ever lifted up the bust before? No, I have never actually lifted it up with my own two hands. But I should get to it, don't you think? I can't let money outdo me on this. Did money lift it? Money? That crazy monkey has lifted Max's bust before? Please continue with your testimony, Mr. Dingling. I have a strong upper body from working as an acrobat and only my legs were injured.
Hold it!
So what have you been doing to keep in shape? Well, honestly, I've given up on training. I don't have any plans to return to the trapeze or the tightrope. You don't say. But no offense, and I'm not worried about losing to you in a race or anything. Neither am I, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I wouldn't lose either, Slowpoke. I mean, Nick. Why are we talking about this? Whoa, whoa, whoa. How did the discussion turn to me all of a sudden? I suppose you could say that I'm stronger than the average bear. Okay, great. However, lifting the bust and looking out of the window would have been impossible.
Hold it!
And why is that? Because if I were to do that, I'd end up falling out the window myself. I still haven't gotten much feeling back in my legs yet. So you couldn't have thrown that bust out of the window. There's no way I could have exerted that kind of force on my lower body.
Hold it!
How long do you think your recovery will take? You have to remember that my nerves were severely damaged. I am currently undergoing some extremely intensive rehabilitation. But it's still going to be a while before I'm back to 100%. Let me remind you of another very important point. If the witness was carrying the bust, he would not be able to see out below the window. Probably, he was not carrying it though. That makes it impossible for me to have known the location of the ringmaster's head.
Hold it!
Why do you say it would be impossible? Allow me to explain. To accept that if I was carrying the bust, I couldn't see out below the window. Thus, there is no way that I would know the location of the ringmaster's head. Well, I suppose you've got a point. Hey, Nick. Huh? What if you turn things around? Maybe if you think of it sorta like this. Oh, Maya. If he knew the location of the ringmaster's head, then he could drop the bust. The note, right? I know. That does make sense. If only I could prove somehow. I can. But exact location? That acro knew the location of the ringmaster's head without looking down. Shiny thing, mirrors? I think I've already explained things sufficiently. Thus, it would be unrealistic for me to drop the bust on him, don't you think?
Hold it!
If all you had to do was drop it, then it wouldn't have been a problem at all. If all I had to do was drop it, you're right, I could have done that. However, there is no way that I could land a direct hit on the ringmaster's head. So that kind of makes your theory a bit pointless, doesn't it, Mr. Wright? Acro is strong enough to lift up the bust. The main problem is how he could have aimed for the ringmaster's head. I wonder if he used some kind of tool to aim for the ringmaster. That's the ticket, Nick. Show them what you've got. The box? I have to be careful. I have to find something that fits perfectly with the case. I don't remember us finding any sort of tool. But maybe we overlooked something. The box. Right? The box. He set up the scene beforehand. He's laying on the box, right? Because he was looking at the box when he was hit. And he sent this note. I have conclusive evidence. So he was looking at the evidence. There was no evidence, it's just salt in there. He did know the location because of the damn box.
Objection!
This is the box. You use this. Acro. You didn't really need to lean out of the window, did you? What are you driving at, Mr. Wright? You already knew ahead of time where the ringmaster's head was going to be. Quite precisely, I may add.
Objection!
Your silly hinting at things is pointless, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Enough stalling. How about you show us some evidence? But I did such a good job hinting. Yes. Hurry up and explain things, Mr. Wright. Maybe you should take a look at this. The key point here is the wooden box. The same wooden box that the victim was found hunched over? The same. The question is, who placed the wooden box here? Who? When Ben and company saw the ringmaster, they didn't see him holding the box. Which means that this wooden box was already placed at the scene of the crime. I have to admit that your theory makes a lot of sense. The moment that the bust came falling down was exactly the same moment that the ringmaster lifted up this wooden box. Which means that the answer to all these questions is now crystal clear. You mean if the bust were to fall upon the point marked out by the wooden box, there would be no way that it could miss the head of the victim. No! Order! This is unbelievable. Finally, some of these loose ends are starting to tie themselves up. Now I just gotta keep going, and there's only one way to go from here. Forward. Yep, we got him. Almost. So the next question I have is, who placed that wooden box at the scene? It was Mr. Dingling, of course. He connected it to a rope, and then all he had to do was lower it down. Ow! Allow me to whip some sense into you. Mr. Phoenix Wright. Ow! What the hell? The ringmaster's head could have been anywhere when he lifted the box. That's why the box was so specially made. Specially made? Indeed. It had the most peculiar feature. Size, the weight, the contents. The weight, I'm guessing? I don't think he opened the box, so the contents don't matter. The weight of the box. The box had a remarkable weight. According to the court record, it weighs 20 pounds. Just to lift up this wooden box would have required... Oh, I see. One would have to squat down and then lift it up with their body, wouldn't you say? That's exactly what I was trying to point out. The box is also very large. The box also has carrying handles on either side, doesn't it? That is correct. To lift up the box, you would have to squat down. Which means that no matter who you are, your head would be in approximately the same place. Fool! I got her again. He seems calm though still. Does he even bother to listen to me anymore? I've heard what you've had to say. Oh, I must admit, I am shocked at your imaginative skills. You, did you do it? Did you place this wooden box in the plaza? Mr. Wright may have a vivid imagination, but I could never have done what he's proposing. What? Mr. Wright, do you recall the original location of Max's bust? I remember. Of course I remember. It was on top of the table in the cafeteria. Then what happened to it? I'd like you to remember one important fact, Mr. Wright. I could not possibly leave the lodging house by myself. Ah, that means... You understand what I mean, don't you? I may very well have been able to drop the bust from my room. However, how would I have gotten the bust from the cafeteria to my room? The monkey did it. The monkey did it. He did something. He hinted to that. You see, Mr. Phoenix Wright, explain that. I will explain it. The monkey carried it up. Don't forget, you said there was no accomplice. Arg. Tell us exactly how the witness would have carried the bust from the cafeteria. Yep, we definitely have a problem here. But this is no place to get perplexed. I've got to get my wits about me and prove how things happened once and for all. Alright, Mr. Wright, let's hear your explanation. The monkey. How did the witness get the bust from the cafeteria back to his room? The monkey did it. A monkey? Everyone knows money. He loves shiny objects of any size. Oh, like when he stole the ventriloquist's ring. So, are you saying the witness had a monkey steal the bust? Yes. Of course, he didn't order the monkey to steal it. The monkey stole it on his own and brought it back home. Yep. Oh. Home. Money lives in Acro's room. Acro's room?
Objection!
But the bust was bronze, wasn't it? Bronze isn't all that shiny. Oh, it's shiny.
Objection!
Maybe you should put the whip down sometimes and read the court record. My, those are some very nice cards he's holding. Very shiny. Oh, yes, and they are made of platinum. What the hell? Which is very shiny. Wow. Acro. Money is a strong monkey, right? It'd be easy for him to bring the bust back to your room. If he wasn't able to handle that himself, I'd be on the market for a new roommate. Yep. There you go, he did it. Order, order. I said order. Miss One Karma. Where is the bust in question at this moment? I don't know. One Karma. What's happening? We are searching for it as we speak. This is a rather strange turn of events. But let's say that the monkey had not stolen the bust. What would have happened then? Well, in that event, something else would have been used as the murder weapon. Wait. Then you mean this bust was the murder weapon purely by accident? It's possible. Maybe Acro saw Money's mountain of stolen goods and thought to use one of them. Anyways, I think we've more than proven one critical fact. Namely, that it was entirely possible that Acro was the murderer. Moron! We got it. Mr. Wright's argument was so circular, I'm still a bit dizzy. However, his argument does hold water. There's no denying that. Ow! Don't seem so flamboozled, especially by this fraud of an attorney. Great. Fraud? You've forgotten the absolute most important thing, Mr. Phoenix, right? And what is that? How did he get him there? The note. I know. You should know. Ah. You forgot that your fraud of a magical client was spotted at the scene of the crime. It was his bust. Ah. There is no reason to doubt the clown's testimony. So that's true. How do you respond to that, Mr. Wright? He saw the bust. What do you mean? Nick, don't let her beat you now. I won't. This is my chance to turn this trial around. When the murder occurred, there were two people at the scene of the crime. One was the victim, Russell Berry, and the other was the murderer himself. There's no footsteps. Answer this and only this, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I give again. Who was the murderer the clown saw?
Take that!
The bust. He saw the bust. What do you mean? Saw Max's Ow! I asked who was the other person Mo saw on the scene. That evidence has nothing to do with the question.
Objection!
What do you mean? Of course it does. Au contraire, mon frere, it does indeed have something to do with the question. Mo said that he saw Max's silhouette. But he did not actually see the man himself. It wasn't a human being he saw. Haha, how is that possible? It's simple, really. What Mo actually saw that night was Max's bust.
Objection!
Uh-huh. What are you talking about? Have you tried using your brain at all in this case? The silhouette he saw was wearing a cloak.
Objection!
There's no reason why you couldn't attach a cloak to the bust. It would be easy to hang one off the okay. What the hell? It would be easy to hang one off the cards in the bust's hands. Idiot! Who in their right mind would put a cloak on a bust to make it look more like Max? It doesn't matter who put it on the bust. Just wait a minute now, Mr. Wright. Who put the cloak on the bust? That question is of the utmost importance to this case, don't you agree? No, he caught me. Great. I mean, it was Acro himself, right? So let's have it, Mr. Wright. Who put the cloak on the bust?
Take that!
Acro? I wonder, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Didn't the defendant wear his cloak the entire time he was at practice? So then how did this person get a hold of the cloak? Well, furthermore, how would this person have gotten the cloak onto the bust, I wonder? Because this person was not spotted at the scene. I'm sorry. When she's so nice about telling me I'm wrong, it hurts even more. Ow! The famous one, karma, carrot and whip approach. Okay, then we go again. Okay. So it wasn't Acro? So let's have it, Mr. Wright. Okay, here it's a little easier. Who put the cloak on the bust? Okay. So it was not Acro. Was it Regina who put it on? What the hell then? The victim himself put it on? How? Fool! Him? You are saying it was the victim himself, Russell Berry? Oh, his cloak probably got caught on the bust. That's what I'm saying. I mean the victim himself, placed a cloak on the bust. Not on purpose. Yeah, placed the cloak isn't really the right way of putting it. Then what would be the right way of putting it, Mr. Wright? Explain yourself. Nick, do you really have a handle on all this? I do. Don't worry. I'm fine, Maya. I'm finally putting all the pieces together. There's really only one picture I can paint anyways. Alright. So you want to know what really happened that night? Let's step back in time. Acro used a rope to lower the wooden box onto the scene. Then he attached that rope to the bust and dangled the bust out of his bedroom window directly above the wooden box. At the same time, the ringmaster told Max to wait in his room and went to the scene. Of course, at the time, the ringmaster was wearing Max's costume. Perhaps he didn't want anyone to recognize him that night. But just as he feared, he was spotted at the entrance of the lodging house by none other than a ventriloquist and his puppet, Ben and Trillo. When the ringmaster arrived at the scene, he bent over to lift the wooden box. That's when Acro took his chance and released the rope. Now this is when the magic happens. At the very instant that the bust hit the victim, the cloak got caught on it. Yep. You wait a second there, Mr. Phoenix Wright. As much as you try, as much as you scheme, this just isn't true. It can't be. It's still a little early to be getting so upset, Miss Von Karma. This circus isn't over yet. What? So it attached onto the hand, then got stuck there. The impact of the bust on the victim threw the cloak up, which snagged onto the bust. That impact also caused the sound a certain witness heard, prompting him to take a look. That witness was, of course, Lawrence Moe Curls, the clown. When Moe looked out of his window, the cloak had already snagged onto the bust. Now, having completed the crime, Acro naturally went about pulling up the murder weapon. Of course, he had no idea that Moe saw the bust being raised with the cloak dangling on it. Primarily because in his wheelchair he couldn't see out of his window. So he just kept pulling the bust up. And that is how the magical murderer disappearing into the sky came to be. Yep, we got them all. So you see, the only person who could have pulled this off is the one person who was able to drop the murder weapon from above the crime scene. Acro, it could only have been you. He admits it. Acro's been playing mind games with all of us. He sure has. But he has come to the end of his ropes now. Great. So, what now? You You've graced us with a rather long-winded tale. But do you have any evidence to prove that your fairy tale is true? Evidence? In this court, only two things matter: the power of evidence and the power of my whip. Only one of those matters. Don't forget the power of my gavel as well. Mr. Wright, the prosecution brings up a good point. Can we see some evidence? It was not on purpose, but he didn't want to kill Barry, right? Nick, they say they want evidence. I just explained how there can only be one possible murder method. But there is still something unusual about Moore's eyewitness account. Unusual? A contradiction, actually. Okay then, use that and get us out of this jam. What is it? That's enough talking amongst yourselves. Proceed, Mr. Wright. Present some evidence to the court that backs your claims. I want hard proof that you have unraveled the trick to this magic case. Hard unraveled? What are you talking about?
Take that!
Note. It's wrong. Try again. If they had been silent for 2 more seconds, I would have screamed. Nick, they say they want evidence. One possible murder method, something unusual. What the hell was it? Hard proof that you have unraveled the trick to this magic case.
Take that!
I don't know, the cause of death? No.
Take that!
Contains pepper? Pro!
Take
The
that!
promo poster? It is the promo poster. The problem is Max's 3 symbols. You know, the silk hat, the cloak, and the white roses. Those symbols were a problem numerous times during yesterday's proceedings. Yesterday, there were 2 contradictions in Moore's testimony. The silk hat was one, the white roses were the other. But the theory I just presented explains all of these contradictions. You fool, do you ever shut up? Max's silk hat was found at the scene of the crime, yeah, because the freaking victim was wearing it. It got knocked off. However, remember what Moore said yesterday. He testified that the criminal he saw fleeing the scene was wearing a silk hat. There's only one explanation for that, the bust. The silk hat that Moore saw was actually the bust's. Makes sense. If you look at it that way, he did see the silk hat. Well, sort of.
Objection!
Fine, you've got one, but what about the other contradiction? The other contradiction? Remember what that ventriloquist said in court. He said that he witnessed white roses on Max's chest that night. But the clown's testimony doesn't match. The clown said that there were no white roses. I'd like to see you try and explain that one away. Can you do it, Nick? Maybe they fell off? Or it was backwards? Of course, I can explain all of it. What was that? Please recall the instant when the cloak snagged onto the bust. It was upside down. If the cloak snagged onto the bust, what happened to the white roses? They were hidden. Yeah, okay, it was backwards. You get it yet? If the cloak got snagged onto the front of the bust, means that the white roses would end up on the back of the bust. Ah, which explains why Mo didn't see them. The white roses were not visible because they were on the black side of the bust. Order, order. This is quite the shocking state of affairs. Mr. Wright's theory still sounds a bit absurd to me. However, let's just keep going down this road for a while and see where it leads us. Let's do this, Nick. Then maybe one karma will finally throw in the towel. I doubt it. They're both okay. Hmm. Well, so much for that theory. Mr. Wright, do you mind? What is it? You took the time to research our circus, didn't you? Well, yes, I did. Is there something making you think I didn't? If you did, then maybe you'll understand why I think you're off track. Okay, you think you have no motive. You murdered the wrong person. Why is that? Motive. This witness feels an incredible debt of gratitude towards the ringmaster. Anyone with any relation to the circus is well aware of this. Oh. Thus, there is absolutely no way someone like this would kill the ringmaster. Hmm. Your Honor, I'd like you to hear Acro's story. Okay, what happened is he wanted to kill his daughter, Regina, because he blamed her for his brother's condition right now. The father saw the note, realized, oh shit, they're talking about my daughter, so he went himself to see what's going on, and then was killed because he couldn't see who had come. Learn about his relationship with the ringmaster and his life up until now. But what do we do? There's no doubting that Acro deeply respected the ringmaster. Acro's motive. It seems that this case isn't over yet. Very well. However, I feel this is a good place to take a break. Really? I will listen to the rest of Mr. Dingling's testimony after recess. This court will now take a 10-minute recess. Incredible. To be continued. What the hell? It's almost over, I thought. Well, I guess good enough place to end. Save it there and then boom. December 30, 2:17 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 5. I can't believe it, Acro. Yeah, it's Acro. Okay. It's pretty shocking, isn't it? Okay, one second. There you go. I'll see you in the next one. We got Acro, man. It's Acro.